kind of like going back to like the scheduling thing and like thinking ahead and having a planner. And, you know, I don't mention this very often because I don't want to seem like some type of fucking douchebag, right? But in college, I've had 3 4.0 GPAs, right? And I'm not saying that to say I'm, like, superior or anything like that, but it has come with scheduling, right? It has come with planning ahead. And through, like, having a planner for school, right? Like you said, you write down everything you need to do in that day, right? I wrote down, like, as soon as I woke up in the morning, you know, maybe after, like, having something to eat, I would write down, like, all the classes that I need, or when I have classes, right, all the assignments due, and every single day I would, like, look back at it, right, and I would check it off when I was done. And so, and also I would write down the due dates for assignments. And so this helped me stay aligned and kept my brain fresh with reminding me nearly, like, every single, I looked at that thing probably, like, 20 times a day, just because school was online and I was in my room a lot, and I always knew what I was doing, you know, and so this, for me, like, transitioning from, like, in classroom to online has helped me stay organized, it's helped me stay efficient, and once again, I don't like to gloat about, like, any of this type of stuff, you know, but it's just a fact, you know, I'm just saying, it is what
it's a byproduct of your
exactly, but
organization.
You know, I've mentioned, like, how I've gotten a 4.0 on this channel before, and it really is not that hard. Like, and don't get me wrong, it is different for every single field, right? If you're in, like, biomechanics, chemical engineering, like, or in a field like yours, you know, where you got to take, like, computer science, like, all that type of shit, you know, like, it's very different. The types of classes I take are mainly based on writing and, like, open dialect and stuff like that, so, and I'm very good at that, so it obviously, like, I should be good at that, you know? Luckily, it's my major. But if you're not getting a 4.0, like, it depends on the subject area, because each subject area is different, and it really should not be compared. But anyways, like, for me, getting a 4.0, like you said, it was a byproduct, right? I wasn't really that wasn't really my goal, right? Like, I kept it in mind, like, obviously, like, all of us want that, you know? But, like, through staying consistent, through, like, being in the moment here and now, right? And, like, staying stress-free, because, like, having a plan, right? Preparation, right? And I forget exactly, you're only as good as your preparation, right?
Yeah, it's like I literally was talking to James about this today, it's like, it's better to have training and not need it than to need it and not have it. But it's like, in a situation where that demands, like, a high stress response, you are only as good as your preparation. 100%. Yeah. So it's the same thing with, like, testing. Like, that's a very high stress situation for a lot of people, because depending on how you are with testing and shit like that, it's very make or break. But like, still, you're only as good as how much you fucking studied. And, like, for me, like, going back to what you're saying about the different majors, like, online had its ups and downs for me. Cannot learn fucking math online. And for some fucking reason, they make us fucking cybersecurity and computer science majors take fucking math classes, even though it has literally almost nothing to do with what we're doing. Like, there's no math, like, there's next to no math involved in proper cybersecurity, and I can speak on this, having interned at doing cybersecurity in a corporate environment.
High class, fucking top tier
and
corporation.
Like, a lot of this is one of my coworkers was talking about it, because he's trying to get his degree, because he has a degree in something, but he's going for something secondary. But he was saying, like, you know, a lot of it's about, like, different software and how, like, you shouldn't be using, like, nobody uses the software anymore, but that's wrong, because some operations on certain design software is needed to be operated on older shit, because it doesn't work on the newer stuff due to some different programming. But it's like, that's real world experience stuff that they don't tell you in college, and it's good to have both. And I'm fortunate enough that I could go through school for, like, all these 4 years and be working the summers and winters at this internship. And it's very, like, going back to the internship, I was always still learning. And it's time management. You gotta, if you want to learn something, you have to put a lot of time to it. And, like, now that school is being back in person, I can have a better opportunity to actually learn this math, even though I'm not really going to need it. But it's like I can succeed easier Now, I had no problems, like, I think it was like spring semester when we first got locked down.
Yeah.
I had no problems with that. Because it's like, number one, all the stuff I was doing I was interested in. But the fall of 2020 got a little whack. Because some of it was, like, trig was a big one. And, yeah. Because that was
hard shit.
Yeah, and it's a pain in the ass because it's really, there's so many factors that kind of make that a fucked situation. Because if your teacher doesn't know how to operate technology that good, you're in the shitter. If they can't really teach the class effectively in terms you can understand, you're in the shitter. If they don't have office hours because it's the Rona, you're in the shitter. It's like there's so many stuff that will fuck you up in terms of some of these classes. But it's the shortcomings are making you work harder on stuff that you probably shouldn't have to. But then again, you got to get through it because of time management. Like that helps kind of get through it, even though you're in a shitty situation. And that's another thing. You can't really. I said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. You can't let yourself get like stonewalled by stuff you can't control. You can control where your time is allotted. That's the big thing. You can control what you invest your time into, but you can't control other outside factors. There are variables independent of your schedule that will interfere with it that you need to account for.